Hi everyone, welcome back to the AI language. So this is n8n and you might be wondering what n8n is doing in a video on Google's agent development kit. But this is just to show a cool new feature that Google ADK has launched that helps you build workflows just like you do in n8n, but there are some similarities and there are also some differences in how ADK achieves this. So we are going to look at this cool new feature now. So while this is n8n, over here you have ADK, and we all know that ADK is an agent development kit, an agent development framework from Google that helps you build agentic workflows using code in Python. They also have a visual no code builder, but I've seen most people use code to build with ADK, and this is the common approach to achieve your agentic workflows. All right. So you have a Python script, you can use the agent class and you can define your agents and connect them together using some of the pre-built workflows that ADK has. But ADK now offers a core feature which helps you achieve these n8n style workflows. So what are the key features that you would want in such a tool? You would need to be able to define nodes, which are these blocks, and each of these represent a unit of some kind of action or computation taking place. So it can be a function call, it can be an API call, or it can be an agentic step where an agent takes in an input and produces an output. All right. And then these are connected through these arrows, and these are edges. So you have nodes and edges. The way you connect these nodes using edges define how your workflow proceeds from the starting point to the ending point. But ADK doesn't have this. So it has only this code based development, which of course has its disadvantage in this term, that in the sense that you cannot have these drag and drop nodes connected using edges, but it offers insane amount of flexibility in terms of whatever you want to build. You can actually build anything you want under the sun using all the different primitives that are available over here, like agents. You can have functions, you can have tool calls, etc., and you can connect them together in your Python code, and you can build a very complex workflow as good or even better than what you can achieve in n8n, but you don't have the ease of the graphical user interface, which is a no code builder that you have over here in n8n. So I think this gives us a good understanding of what n8n offers and what agent development kit offers in terms of building using code. Now let's look at what is the way that you can achieve these workflows in ADK at the moment. All right. So before this new feature was launched, you had these ways of building workflows. So you could build simple workflows where you just have one agentic step, you get an input and you write an output. Right. Then you could have sequential workflows. So for example, you could have like an input box over here. You could have 3 agentic steps and you could have an output over here. Right. And there was also different ways you can combine all these. So you could have a sequential workflow, and inside the sequential workflow, you could have a parallel step. So it would proceed in sequence. And then when it would come to this parallel step, it would fan out to multiple agentic steps and then again join together on this node, complete this, sub workflow, and then finally come to the final step. So you can combine these together to form these complicated workflows, but you still do not have the full flexibility of nodes and edges, which we could see that n8n offered. Now the difference is that with this new feature that ADK gets, it actually gets this exact functionality that n8n has with some minor differences. So how do you use this? First of all, you need to go to ADK 2.0. So you need to use ADK 2.0, which is the new launch from ADK. This essentially means that you'll have ADK 2.0 or a later version mentioned as a requirement in your project. So you need to do that to be able to use these new features, as the ADK 1 version does not have this particular feature. Now, once you have used ADK 2.1, how do you use this particular feature? For this, you need to import something called workflow from google.adk. So we can import this workflow class over here and we can use this in our code. How do we use it? So this is how we use it. We use the workflow class, we give the workflow a name, and we define edges. Edges start with a start entry point over here, and then with a comma, you can actually put the next node which needs to run after start. So this is the first node, in fact, over here. After that, you use a new line to define another edge, which will be node 1 over here, which is the previous node that we ran, to a new node over here. you can then from one particular node branch out based on certain outputs. So you can yield certain kind of outputs, rejected, approved, or gray area over here. And this can then run different kinds of nodes based on what output you receive. So for example, if this check balance node over here outputs gray area, you can actually go to the get consent node over here, and this get consent node can then actually grant a consent or deny the consent, based on which you can then branch out to other nodes. So this particular format of defining edges with a start node and an end node with conditional routing over here gives you the exact same capability that n8n gives you, but the minor difference over here is that you actually need to write the code, which is also a strength, because writing this in form of code can give you insane amount of flexibility as to how you define these nodes. So what all can the nodes be? They can be functions, they can be agentic steps, or they can be some other calculations or anything that you want to do, like an API call. So you can simply write code for it, which for a developer might be an easier method to code, and rather than actually dragging and dropping each of these nodes on the canvas. So this new feature from ADK is called workflows. Now I have built a simple credit card approval workflow over here. So let me just run it and show you how this actually runs, and you'll be surprised to see that there's actually a visualization of this particular workflow that ADK produces, and we'll see how that compares to something like n8n. Alright, so here is how you can run it in ADK Web. So you might say that I want to apply for a credit card. My ID is ABC1234. And this is the amazing bit. You have a complete workflow over here. So if you can not see this clearly, let me actually zoom in over here. And we can just expand this using that expand button. And you can now see that you have a start node over here. And once we start, we have the first step, which is initiate agent. And then it goes to check balance. And there is multiple options over here. So you have an option to approve or reject, or there's a gray area. Now for approve, there's a basic balance criteria. So if you satisfy that criteria, you basically can approve it. If you don't satisfy that criteria, you either reject the application, or if there's somewhere in between, you go to this gray area bit, right? So in this case, it actually approves it. It then processes the new card and ends the workflow. All right. So that's how it goes. Based on the application that I've built, these are actually random values being generated. So it can actually take any path. Let's try one more example. Let me do new session over here. And let's again say I want to apply for a credit card. All right, so let's say I want to apply for a credit card. My customer ID is ABC123, and let's just send again over here, right? And let's see what path it takes now. So you have this workflow running. You can see the different nodes being executed. Let me expand this again, and let me just zoom in over here. And now you can see that it initiates the agent, it checks the balance, and it actually goes to the gray area. And now it is asking for consent. All right, consent, sorry. So let me actually grant the consent over here. So let me just say yes. So to proceed with your application, we need your consent. So let's just enter the response as yes. All right. And let's press enter. So it will now fetch the credit history. Then it's going to analyze the history over here. And it is then going to see whether based on the history, this has to be approved or rejected. All right. So we actually see that the application has been rejected over here. So there was an analysis, it rejected the application using auto reject over here, and you can see that there's some explanation over here. So rejected, and the reason is that the application is rejected due to fair credit score of 610, a low on-time payment history of 88%, and 3 recent hard inquiries which suggest a higher risk profile. Okay, so AI has made a decision on that, and the consent over here was actually to check the credit history. So this is how this workflow goes, and you can see that the node and edge kind of primitives help you to build a workflow just like we had in n8n. The only difference being that you don't have this fancy drag and drop UI with you can't click a node over here and then edit it or run it, and all this interaction is not possible. But otherwise, you can achieve this complicated workflow using ADK now, using these graph-based workflows. That's the new feature that's available in ADK 2.0 right now. So let me know if you found this feature useful, and if you'd like to get the code for this sample application, or try to understand how you can build it for yourself. If you have any comments, please do put them out in the comments. I made this as a quick lecture or a video just to showcase this amazing new concept. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next lecture.